So if you're new to exercise, this is a really great class to start with. So you're going to just lengthen the legs in front of you, lengthen up the spine, pull the middle in, belly button to spine, nice and tight so you feel some tension there. And then just lift up the arms, circle the shoulders, tuck the chin down. You're just going to curl back just a little bit. Okay, so if you are quite strong, you can curl back a little closer towards the mat, but we're just going to stay here just for a wee moment. So just don't go too far. You want to feel a little bit of tension, hip bone to hip bone. And then just slowly, with the shoulders still circling, you come all the way back up, lengthen, and then come down for a stretch. So down towards the legs, just hold it. Take a nice deep breath, just enjoy that stretch, and then come back up. Lengthen up, lift the arms, tuck the chin, circle the shoulders, waistline still in, and then just curl them back again. So again, not too far. Unless you're feeling strong, keep the shoulders moving. Think more about your shoulders than your waistline, because if your shoulders are circling around, your waistline has to do the work right now. Okay, slowly, slowly, bring it back up, lengthen, take a stretch, and maybe just sink down a little deeper this time. Or maybe you need to bend your legs and get a little closer down that way. Okay, come back up, lengthen up, lift the arms, tuck the chin. Arms relaxed, shoulders circling, waistline back in, belly button to spine. Focus on your breathing too. So just try and breathe nice and deep through all of the moves. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Waistline in the whole time, belly button to spine. You have to really think about that to keep that going. So keep the shoulders moving, and then nice and slow, just start to bring yourself back up again, lengthen, and then take a stretch. Hold that stretch. So we've incorporated quite a few stretches through this class. So lengthen up. This time you're going to come all the way down to the mat. A way to tuck the chin down, circle the shoulders, and instead of stopping halfway, you just keep going all the way down. If that's too much work, then just take the arms down and just lower yourself down onto the mat. And then once you are there, walk the feet in. So the feet are hip width apart. Waistline is in. Take a deep breath. Okay, so I'm going to lift my head up just so I can see you. All right, girls can keep their heads down. Belly button to spine. You're going to bring one leg up, knee over hip, and then the other. And then from here, I want you just to lengthen one leg away, and then the other leg. So you're trying to get the foot as close to the floor as you possibly can. So first few times, you're probably only going to get about half the movement there. Keep the middle in nice and tight. Focus on the breathing and make sure your lower back's okay. So it's not arching off the mat at any point here. So focus on the breathing, belly button to spine, lengthening through the legs, working really into the waistline, but you're going to feel a little bit going on through your thighs at the same time. Okay, and then we've just got one more here, and then I want you to hug the knees in and take a deep breath and just relax for a moment. And then you're going to bring the feet back down onto the mat. So the feet are hip width apart. And then again, waistline in, belly button to spine. We're coming back to the same start position. So head stays down, but bring the legs up. Knees over hips. Now, the right leg is just going to drop down towards the floor so the toe touches or nearly touches, and then back up. And then the other side. And it's quite slow. So just going to feel a little bit through your thighs, a little bit through your waistline, keeping the shoulders relaxed. So head just down on the mat, nice and relaxed there, and just tapping down. And you might not get too far to the mat, that's okay, just a little further each time you try it. Keep the waistline in all the way through here. So again, your lower back stays still, it's not arching up at any point. If it wants to arch up, you need to take a little breather. Okay, so just one more each side here, just tap down, and then other side, and then bring the knees in again, just have a little breather, just release the waistline, and then you're going to bring the feet back on the mat and lengthen the legs away. So we're going to lengthen our right arm and roll onto our side and lie in a nice straight line. So your head is relaxed down on the extended arm. Your body is a straight line. Your waistline is in. You might want your fingers on the floor to start here. So you're going to lengthen the legs and let the feet just hover off the floor. So you're reaching right into the toes. So you can just hold that position right there. You can take the arm alongside your body just to work a little harder on your balance. Belly button to spine the whole way through here. So the middle is holding you in this position. And then to make it a little more challenging, if you want, you just take the legs backwards and forwards, little scissor kicks there. So that throws your balance, which means your waistline has to work harder to catch you and hold you there. All right, so fingers down if you need it. Arm alongside your body if you can, or even you could be reaching right overhead, and that's a harder position to hold your balance in. So lengthening through the legs, focus on the breathing, reaching right into the toes every single time. So a mild tension through your thighs, that's what you should be feeling, and a little bit of work through the middle, so belly button to spine, just to keep you there. Take a nice deep breath, and then just come back to center, let the legs relax down. So from here, we're pushing ourselves up onto our forearm. The legs are staying straight, the waistline is in. We're just going to get the toes and just draw the toes towards the knees, and then lengthen up the leg, flex the foot, and then push all the way down into that heel. So the feet touch or nearly touch at the end of that. So just lengthen up, reach in all the way down, waistline staying in as you do it, and then try not to collapse down onto the shoulders. So lengthen all the way through the spine at the same time there. Breathing nice and deep. Okay, so we've just got one more after this. So here we go, here's number 5. So just come in, lengthen up, flex the foot, push to the heel, all the way down, hold it there, and then from there, I'm going to draw the knees up so the legs are now bent. We're staying on the forearm. Okay, so we're going to do a modified side plank. Way to pull the waist in nice and tight. Middle's going to do a little bit of work here. You're going to lift the hips off the mat, straight up towards the ceiling, and then you can hold, but what I think a little better way to do it is just a little flick up with the hip. So the hip just comes up just an inch, half an inch maybe, because if you're lifting the hips, it just stops them dropping. So just a little flick up, waistline pulling in. We're not going for very long. Focus on the breathing at the same time, but the waistline, oblique. So you're trying to keep the ribs lifted off the mat there. Use the middle, so tightening, toning your middle. Nice deep breath, and then just slowly let yourself come back down onto the mat. Take a nice deep breath. Now we need to do that on the other side. So we're just going to spin ourselves round. So we're coming down onto the other side. So lengthen the arm away. Same again here. Going to reach into the toes. You might want your fingers down on the floor right now, just a little bit of help. Lengthen the legs away, let the feet hover off the floor, and hold your balance from your waistline. So belly button to spine the whole time. All right, fingers down will help with your balance, but if you can, your arm is alongside your body right now. All right, and the legs are just getting longer and longer, and then we've got the little scissor kicks. Okay, so that just throws your balance, makes the waistline work a little bit harder there. So you're breathing nice and deep, lengthening the legs. So the thighs are feeling a little bit of work, so sculpting, lengthening and strengthening through your thighs right now. Belly button to spine, so a little bit of work for the waistline at the same time. Breathing deeply, shoulders relaxed. So breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe as deep as you can. And then just nice and slowly, we're going to come back to center. Let the legs come down. Come up onto your forearm this time, and then we've got another stretch. So you want to try and keep the ear away from the shoulder, the ribs slightly lifted, the waistline is in, and then just bring the toe towards the knee, and then lengthen up the leg, flex the foot, and push all the way down into that heel, and then again. So come in, lift up, and flex, and then push all the way down. So just nice wee stretch for your legs. Work for the waistline because you're trying to hold yourself off the mat there a little bit. All right, and then breathe out as you lower the legs all the way down there. And then keep that middle in. Don't forget the middle. So here's our last one. So you just come up, flex, lengthen all the way down. Once we're there, we're going to bend the legs. And we're staying on the forearms. So we've got a modified side plank again. Pull the waist in nice and tight. Take a breath. And then the hips just lift straight up towards the ceiling. And then that little flick up, just a little pulse up with the hips. So arm can be alongside your body. Arm could be reaching right over your head. Or maybe you even just need just a little bit of support there. Focus on the breathing. Keep the waist in nice and tight. So just a little flick, just going up. And that just stops the hips wanting to drop. So you should be feeling plenty going on through the obliques. Deep abs 2. Almost there. A few more seconds. A little flick up. Take a nice deep breath. All right, and then just slowly, just lower yourself back down to the mat. Take a nice deep breath, and then we're just going to bring ourselves back up and come round. So we're going to lengthen the legs in front. We're going to do just a little bit of work as we go down to the mat, keeping the waist in at the same time. So once we get there, it's a really lovely stretch. Belly button to spine, lift the arms, circle the shoulders, tuck the chin, and just slowly, slow as you can. If that's too much, use your arms, lower yourself down gently, and then once you're there, take a breath. Now walk the feet in. So feet and knees are together. We all love this stretch. Arms out to the side, or maybe your arms could be bent, just as long as your shoulders stay on the floor right now. And then from here, the knees are just going to come slowly down towards the floor. So they're coming down as close as they can without the other shoulder, the opposite shoulder lifting up, and then pull back up to center. So belly button to spine, the middle's in the whole time here. So you support your back as you go through that stretch. And this is such a lovely stretch. So you're trying to get the knees just maybe just a little bit closer to the floor each time. All right, your head is down on the mat. Mine's just lifted so I can talk to you. All right, so keep the waist in. Breathe nice and deep. Waistline doing the work to pull the legs back up. And then that gorgeous stretch as you go back across to the other side. So, and you can take your head the opposite direction from your knees and just get a little extra stretch there. All right, so keep the middle in, belly button to spine. It's so easy to forget. So staying strong in the waistline, really enjoying that stretch. All right, focus on your breathing. All right, so now we're just gonna come back to center after this one here, and then stay there, take a breath. Okay, so now the arms come back down onto the mat. The feet are hip width apart. The waistline's back in, belly button to spine again. We're gonna lift up the head and shoulders, and then just tuck the chin down. So from here, the right hand is going to reach to the side, and then the left. So it's just a little twist, a little reach. Waistline is in. So just going side to side, trying to keep the shoulders completely relaxed. Now you might find your neck starts to feel a bit of tension when it's lifted up in this position, so you can support it, or you can take a little breather. Pop your head back down on the mat for a moment. All right, keep the waistline in, belly button to spine the whole time here, so you are working across the deep abs. You are working through your six pack, and because we've got this little twist going side to side, outer waistline, obliques, and then if you want, you can just squeeze into the obliques each time. So a little squeeze as you reach forward, and that just makes the muscles work a wee bit harder. Trimming, tightening, toning, breathing nice and deep. So just a few more here. Okay, so we've just got another 2. So there's 1 and there's 2. And then take the head down, take a breath. Okay, so you're gonna bring yourself back up to sitting now. We're almost done. We've got a nice wee stretch coming up. So you're gonna sit with your feet together, so sole to sole. You're gonna lengthen up the spine and then come into prayer position. So the thumbs actually touch onto the chest bone right now. Keep the waist in and then take the shoulders down. So the temptation here is for them to lift, so keep them relaxed. Take a nice deep breath, and then we're just gonna take a turn to the right, but keeping the head in line with the spine. So your nose is over your fingers the whole time. So you can just glance down and just make sure that's happening, because it's just so easy to just look over your shoulder. That's not what we're doing. All right, come back to center. Lengthen the spine, pull the waistline in every time at center, and then just take it around other side. So it's not a great big movement, but it is a really nice stretch across the middle of your back. All right, keep the waist in. You support your back the whole time, and you just keep thinking posture. The spine is long. We're twisting around, and then back to center, waistline in. So just keep glancing down towards the fingers, so your nose is right over your fingers every time. All right, just another couple here. So just taking it around. A little bit further if you can, but don't force it. All right, keep the waist in too. Breathe deeply, shoulders relaxed. So just a little more twist every single time here. And this will just feel lovely, just so nice across your back. Still a bit of work for your waistline, so belly button to spine, let's not forget that. And then breathe deeply too. Okay, so just take it around a little bit further if you can, coming back to center, and then back. Take it around. Okay, and then we're just going to come back into center and just take a breath. Okay, so we're going to you can keep your legs in that position, or you can actually cross your legs. And now you're going to place your right hand on the left leg. Spine is still nice and long, waistline still in. Take a breath. You're going to take the left hand right behind you, place it on the floor, lengthen up and get a gorgeous, gorgeous stretch there. So just hold that. A nice deep breath, and then just take that a little bit further if you can, but don't force your stretches. Just let your body ease into them. And then nice and slow, come back to center. Lengthen again, and then other side. So, left hand, right leg, take the hand behind, lengthen up the spine, and then take your twist around. So you can, this time, you can look right over your shoulder. You want as much twist as you can get there. Focus on the breathing, just hold it, and then maybe just a little bit further if you can. Because once you've held a stretch, you can quite often just extend it just slightly, get that second stretch, take a nice deep breath, and then just slowly, slowly come back to center. Take your time, so just come back around slowly, and then lengthen the legs in front. So nice deep breath, and lengthen up the spine, and we're just coming back down towards the legs. Final stretch, hold it there, take a deep breath, hold that stretch just as long as you like. All right, relaxing down, breathing deep. And your body should just feel just wonderful after that.